Hello, welcome to my house and welcome to my channel. I'm Laura Cepeda and I'm very excited to have all of you with me in my house like every Wednesday. Look, today I'm going to show you how you can make this beautiful poncho. It's so fresh and light. I know that in some parts right now in some countries it is still cold, hot, a little bit warm. Well, you can make it for this. You can use a simple top under like me, and with this on the top, with this covering, well, you will look amazing. And also, well, right now in Mexico it's a little bit cold, especially in my cities, like the whole day have been raining, so I will use it with a light sweater under, with a turtleneck maybe, and with this poncho will look amazing. So please make it, and thank you for sharing this idea with me. This idea was also for a friend in Guadalajara. Well, I was in an expo there. I was in a fair, handcraft fair in Guadalajara the last month or probably 2 months ago. Well, one of my friends there shared this idea with me, and I love it because it's so easy. And you know that I love to make this kind of ideas that are easy and fast. Please, if you have one, please send me this idea to tejiamigas@gmail.com. Here I will leave the email address where you can send me all of these beautiful ideas. Send me an idea like this when it's easy and fast. My goal is that at the end of each video you finish one garment. Okay, well, let's start. First I will give you the material list and then I will give you the step by step. So let's start right away. Okay, for this poncho we are going to need 200 grams of Diva. It has silky effect. I love to wear this yarn. And a pair of circular needles of number 10 millimeters like this one. Remember that if you want to use the same materials that I use in all my videos, here I will leave all the information where you can buy them. Remember that if you want to buy and use the same materials that I use in all my videos, you can visit my online store www.lauracepeda.es. Well, with 2 threads of Diva and making a loop like this, we are going to start knitting with our needles. We are going to cast on 120 stitches like this. This is the way I make it. I learn. If you know any other way, well, you can make it, but this is my way. Maybe you can learn it. I think it's very easy, and with this you are not going to waste any material. I will do it slowly so you can see how it is. Well, remember that for this size we are going to cast on 120 stitches. Well, I'm going to continue and see you when I finish to cast on. To make it easier, I cast on first 50 and I put a mark and then one more 50 and then 20 stitches. So like this, I won't lose the count. Well, now let's start the first row. We are going to knit the first row like this. Okay, please be careful and we stick both threads. Well, we are going to continue like this until we finish the 120 stitches. Well, at the end of the row, before we continue, we have to check that we didn't twist our project, okay? So we have to be careful and we have to be sure that our project is correct, that we didn't twist to continue, okay? So now we are going to knit the first stitch and then we are going to grab one and bring two together, knit them, then grab your yarn again, knit two together, and like this we are going to continue the whole row. It's very important that we put a marker here where we have this thread, so like this we are going to use it as a guidance, so we will see when we start and where we finish our row. Okay, so be careful and put a marker here. Well, look, here I finished the row and now I'm going to start the next one. I'm going to continue what I was making before, that we grab our yarn and then we need two together and then like this. Okay, we are going to continue until we have 4 rows like this one. Please take notes, use a post-it to point it out how many rows you are making. I use this thing, I don't remember where I bought it, but if you find one, well, you can buy it and it's very useful, and every time you make a row, well, you are going to count them. Okay, so we are going to continue like this for 5 rows more. Sorry, at the beginning I told you that we were making 4, but no, it's 5. So here is where we are start. So here we will finish. Look, here I finished the rows and we are going to count them like this. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rows. From here then, the next rows will be with garter stitch. Look, I'm going to show you how this, if this is the first time you are watching my videos and if you're learning to knit, well, this is the garter stitch. So be careful and always take both threads. Remember that we are knitting with 2 threads of Diva, and we are going to continue making as many rows as we need for the long that we want. Okay, at the end we will finish with 5 rows like this one like we made before. So let's continue with the garter stitch. Well, this is the long that I want and I already count the chains and I have 25 rows. Well, remember that now we are going to continue with the 5 rows that we made at the beginning, like this one. Look, here is where we started and here is where we finished. If you feel that this looks a little bit loose, like this, don't worry. At the end we will fix it with the hook, okay? So I will teach you how. Well, so now we are going to repeat what we made here. We are going to make the same stitch. You can make the same number of rows, 5 rows, but if you need more, well, you can make it more. Remember that it's up to you, but also remember that you will need probably more material. And you are going to count the rows as I told you. Remember that we are going to count these little holes to see how many rows we already made. Okay, so we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the rows that you need for the wide and for the long that you want for your poncho. So this will be the end, but we'll show you how we are going to bind off. Look, at the end I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 rows. Remember that this will be the bottom of our poncho, but if you want to make more, you can make more. It's up to you. Well, once you have the rows that you need and the rows that you want, we are going to bind off. Here is the key and the secret of this project. It's very important that we make this step very carefully and that we bind off loose, okay? So like this, we are not going to lose the magic of this beautiful poncho. Okay, I will show you how, and be careful and patient. Well, we are going to take 2 stitches together and we are going to knit them. Okay, so be careful. Remember that we are going to count at the end 4 threads. And here we are going to pull like this the stitch, and we are going to pass it again. And with our fingers we are going to pin it so we don't lose this loose thread. And again we are going to take 2 stitches together, so 4 threads. We are going to pass them through, and again we are going to pull this thread and we are going to take it back, and like this it's how we are going to bind off. So it's like we usually bind off, but we are only going to pull the last threads a little bit so we don't lose the amplitude and the width of the bottom part of our poncho. Okay, so we are going to continue like this, and then I will show you how we are going to reduce with a crochet hook here in the collar. Well, here I finished to bind off. It's very important that you be patient. Probably you will last a little bit with this last row, but it's very important and it's the key for a beautiful project. Okay, well, at the end I'm going to join the last stitch with the first one. So I'm going to use a hook to make this possible. I think it will be easier. So with a crochet hook of number 4, or one you have there with you, well, you are going to take it and we are going to join these 2 stitches like this. And like this, also very loose, we are going to make a chain. Okay, so now cut this thread and we finish the bottom part. Okay, now we are going to continue with the collar. Well, so now cut the thread and bring them through, and with this we'll be finished. I think that we are not going to need to make a final stitch for this. Also be careful and check if you didn't lose any stitch in the way. If not, well, don't worry, we can correct it using a hook and making a chain like this one. So I think it's perfect like this. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to reduce or anything. I'm just going to leave it like that, but in the top here in the collar I'm going to reduce a little bit. Probably I'm going to make a single crochet row or a crab stitch to reduce a little bit. Remember that if you want to not reduce too much, to leave it in the shoulders or like you want. Well, so here in the collar I'm going to use also 2 threads of Diva, and I'm going to join it with this thread where we start, remember, and I'm going to fix all the little mistakes that I have, and I'm going to reduce a little bit making single crochet. So look, I'm going to fix this big space that I have here. I don't know what happened, but don't worry, if this happened to you, well, we can fix it like this. I'm going to reduce, and I also wanted to tell you that before you continue, you should try on and you should see if you want to reduce too much or not too much, if you want this poncho off the shoulder, or if you want a little bit the color closer. Well, you are going to see. I'm going to reduce a little bit. I want a little bit wide, maybe not off the shoulder, but a little bit in the shoulder. I don't know how to explain, but well, you will see. So I'm going to reduce making single crochet. You will see, maybe you will skip some spaces or not, but here, for example, I'm going to take the thread like this because here I have a big hole. Also, while you are making this, try to take the threads that you have there to hide them. And I think that I'm going to make one single crochet in all of these chains. Look here, so I can make this reduction a little bit uniform, so I can follow the path and I'm not going to reduce more that I want. So be careful, you will see. So like this is how I'm going to reduce, making single crochet. So we are going to continue like this. If you used to crochet too tight, well, use a big number, one number more, to try to make this stitch a little bit loose, okay? Not tight too much. So we are going to continue like this. I want to hurry because I want to use it right away. I want to wear it. So let's continue. Well, this is it. Here I finish. If you want to reduce more, well, in the next row you can. But well, look, here I'm going to undo what I make here because I want you to see how I joined last stitch. So here I just slip one to close this row. Look like this. So now I'm going to continue with the next row. I'm going to make the crab stitch. Remember, if you want to reduce a little bit more, well, you can skip some spaces so you can reduce. But if you like it like that, well, you just are going to make a crab stitch row. Well, if you are learning also how to crochet, this is the crab stitch. It's like making single crochet but backwards. Well, we are going to continue like this. Remember to try on before you continue, and if you are going to reduce, you should try on and see how much you want to reduce more, okay? So I'm going to continue, and with this we'll be finished. Well, so this is it. At the end, we are going to slip one to close like this, cut your thread, and then bring them through. And like this will be finished. And this is it. Look, I love it how it looks. I love the color. And I don't know why, but I hope that this didn't happen to you. I tried to fix this, but I don't know why I couldn't. But well, hopefully this didn't happen to you, and I hopefully I wear it, this hole didn't notice. So look, this is it. This is how it looks. So let's see how it looks. Well, what do you think? I try to make it as simple and easier possible. You know that my main objective and my main goal is that at the end of this video you finish this garment. Probably you can make a different stitch in the top and a different stitch in the bottom, but it's up to you. I like this way. I love to make it. You know that I love to make simple projects that you can finish in just one video. But well, I have some surprises for all of you. Soon I will be in Europe, so if you live and if you have friends that live close from them, well, you can tell them I will be very close from your city. I will be selling all the materials that I use in all my videos, all the magazines, and all the accessories. So please, if you are close from them, I will be very happy to meet you all. Probably my daughter will be there to give you a big hug, because while she is there, I will be in Mexico, but then in November I will be there. So I hope I can meet you all. I will be very happy and it will be a pleasure. Well, don't forget to send me all your ideas to tejiamigas@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing. We are now 10,000 subscribers. Thank you and see you the next Wednesday. I love you so much. Bye.